Yo, how is everyone doing? Can you all hear me? Is all the audio okay? Let me know. How is everyone doing today? Whoa, there's 90 of you viewing already. So the earnings call is due to start in a few minutes, well, in about 10 minutes time. So as soon as it starts, we'll switch over and we'll listen in and we'll waffle about what we think various bits of information can mean. Can you guys let me know whether you want me to pause as we go through and talk through some points, or whether you just want to listen to the earnings call and have me shut up? Ideally, I'd like to talk you guys through a few points, so if you could just let me know in the chat what you want me to do, how we should do this, please let me know. He fine had an echo in the intro. Yeah, I know there was a bit of an echo in the intro. I'm still getting used to like setting up screen recorded audio and all of that stuff. I'm gonna turn down the background music just a bit because we're gonna have the earnings call. No pausing. Yeah, we can listen to it fully, but it's going to be about an hour and a half. So I think if really good information comes out, we'll pause and we'll talk through. But if it's just random stuff, we'll just keep it rolling. We'll keep it rolling. Either way, I'm going to be dropping a video tomorrow with any information we do get from this call, so we can get a bit more information about what's happening. Also, at this point in the stream, I want to say a huge thank you to Venom, which are over that way. It's reversed. Venom, my channel sponsor. Of course, I got to show them some love. Hopefully they say they made a mistake on the release date. I have my doubts that they'd say they've made a mistake on the release date. I have my doubts. Melanie, how are you doing? There's a lot of familiar faces and a lot of new faces coming up here. Let me know if you tune in regularly, or let me know if this is your first time in a stream. I'm about to see how much a billionaire company makes. I think they make about 7 billion a year, give or take. Let me just turn on the audio for the nope, they haven't started the thing yet. Can you guys just let me know if you can hear this audio coming in the background in 3, 2, 1. Can you hear that in the background? If you can, let me know. Just that's from the call. I just want to make sure that all of that is working. Absolutely. Yes, you can all hear it. Wow. Wow. Chef's kiss. Fidget06, what are your early predictions? Love you, Cyber. Thank you so much. I think that there's a 60% chance we hear something about GTA 6, or they reference it at some point. I'm not really sure what they're going to say, what that source is going to be, but I'm very keen to hear what's going to be happening over the next 6 or so months with Take-Two Interactive, because based on everything we know, especially the video I dropped earlier today, Rockstar are going to be releasing their own platform later this year to compete with FiveM. Obviously they bought FiveM, but their plans are to get rid of CFX.RE and replace it with their own proprietary system. So I think there's going to be some reference to that in this Take-Two Interactive's earnings call. Full calendar 25, no worries boys, no delay. Nick, how are you doing? What is it for Rockstar that makes GTA 6 so expensive to make? Their biggest expense by a long way, like by a long shot, is staff. I did a video which is called Rockstar's $2 billion Gamble, which kind of breaks down all of the expenses that Rockstar games have. But yeah, they at least 80% of that is just staff alone. Quality Street, I am good, man. How are you? Atomic Chiffian, how are you doing, man? I haven't spoken to you in a while. Take-Two stock jump to close the day. Surely that's good news. Potentially. Whoever the one viewer is on Twitch, thank you. I can now say I'm multi-platform. Let me just bear with me 1 second. Let me just fill the screen with the stream. There you go. Sorry, I was making sure everything filled the screen properly. Let's just check if they've started talking yet. No, but they've got some lit background music. I don't even care. Oof. Cheese. Cheese. That goes hard. Will I show the earnings call on stream? Yes, I will. Yes, I will. I'm hoping that they announce GTA 6 online. I don't think they will today. I think the next earnings call will be a lot juicier. I don't know. There's a lot happening between now and the end of the year, and this is probably going to be our last chance to hear what they've got coming up between now and like the start of October. Where are you watching it? Is on YouTube? No, I'm tuned in directly to the earnings call, so I'm going to start that stream when they start talking, which will be in a couple of minutes. What games have I been playing recently? Quite a few, actually. I'm going to do probably a stream tomorrow or the day after, going through some dope games. Hi Cyber, how much insider info do you think the big reporters in the industry like Jason Schreier, Mike Orksmore, Legacy Killer have when it comes to Rockstar, or is it all speculation? I think it's 50% speculation, but there are some people out there. I mean, me as a YouTuber, people contact me quite a lot with information, and some of it I have been able to verify, so I imagine they get a lot more people contacting them than I get. Let's see if they've started yet. Nope. But yes, we will be showing the stream, the earnings call, sorry, on stream. What is my dream game Rockstar can make after GTA 6? I think a pirate game. That would be fire. GTA 6 is getting pushed back to 2026. No, because it was originally planned for 2024. Then it was pushed to 2020, early 25. Then it was pushed to late 25. I don't think we're going to be getting any further delays. I remember your first live. You're doing way better with talking in front of chat and stuff. Also, is this the most viewers I've ever had in a live? No. Most viewers I've ever had was 290. That was the most viewers I've ever had in a live stream. But it's still good numbers. And thank you for everyone who's joining. So after the earnings call, I will also be doing a wrap-up video tomorrow. So make sure you all tap subscribe right now and turn on the bell icon. Because, of course, I'll be doing update videos and full roundups tomorrow if you don't want to listen to the whole earnings call. How did you get my name Cyberboy? Is it from Cyberpunk? No, it's not. It's actually a weird story. It's actually not that interesting. It starts in 4 minutes. Let's just double check, see if it started already. No, you can just hear the hold music. Jeez. It goes hard though. It does go hard though. Do I think GTA 6 will have a prologue? Yes. Everyone sub right now. If you all sub right now, I will give you kisses in chat. By the way, throughout the stream, I'm going to be plugging Venom. They make gaming accessories, controller accessories for consoles. They are awesome. They've been supporting the channel for a while now. I love them. Jack Bland, how are you doing? Nick, Emily throws a bone Rockstar. Let's see if it started yet. You're gonna keep hearing the background music while I check. Oh, this is a jam. That goes hard. I can't even lie, that goes hard. That's my new favourite song, boys. It hasn't started yet. This is just the hold music before it starts. I'm going to turn down my background music, so when it does start, we can all listen in. Freestyle, you won't. Going hard right now. Do you think they will finally reveal a determine a Red Dead? I don't know. Why they play music from the 1800s? Because they're an investors firm. And everyone knows that if you're a key investor, you listen to Baroque era music. Cheese! Oof! Gonna unmute that. I'm ever gonna show my face? No. Where did I get my mask? It's a combination of like 3 different masks. How many billions are we expecting this year? I reckon fiscal 25 predictions of 7.2 billion or 6.8. That's my predictions. Massacre Marketplace reveal. Hold music has been Beethoven's vibing. I feel that. Let's see if they've started waffling yet. Damn, I can't get over this hold music. It goes so hard. I've never heard anything this good. Jeez. Cool. Hasn't started just yet. It should start in the next 2 minutes. Where can you watch the call? You can watch the call on this stream. There's no video, it's just a phone call, but I'm playing it on this. But it's on the Take-Two Interactive's website. But we're going to talk through what the various key bits mean. Better than elevator music? It is elevator music, pretty much. Let me just... Right, I'm going to mute it until they start talking. Don't they have slides too? They don't show the slides during the presentation. What can they tell us about GTA 6 in this call? A lot. I mean, we found out that the game's due to be released in fall next year due to the last earnings call. We're at some royal gathering. Oh my god, we've just hit the most amount of viewers I've ever had in a stream. Thank you all so much. And if you are new here, hit subscribe. Because I love you. Yeah, they haven't started talking yet. It'll be any minute now. Any minute now they'll start waffling. Is it true that they're expecting GTA 6 to last 20 years? Yes. Oh, this is just a vibe. I'm vibing with this too hard. Right, I'm going to keep muting it until they actually start talking. Because I'm not looking to get a copyright strike and you get the stream taken down. Yes, I'm streaming the earnings call today. I have a text message. It's from Jetro.
If anyone should require operator assistance during the conference, please press *0 on your telephone keypad.
Can you all hear
As
it?
a reminder, this conference is being recorded. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you Nicole Shevins, SVP of Investor Relations and Corporate Communications. Thank you, Nicole. You may begin.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining our conference call to discuss our results for the first quarter of fiscal year 2025 ended June 30, 2024. Today's call will be led by Strauss Zelnick, Take-Two's Chairman and Chief Executive Officer, Karl Slatoff, our President, and Lainie Goldstein, our Chief Financial Officer. We will be available to answer your questions during the Q&A session following our prepared remarks. Before we begin, I'd like to remind everyone that statements made during this call that are not historical facts are considered forward-looking statements under federal securities laws. These forward-looking statements are based on the beliefs of our management, as well as assumptions made by and information currently available to us. We have no obligation to update these forward-looking statements. Actual operating results may
all of this stuff here is them just saying legally that this isn't financial advice, and this is just predictions.
Factors are described in our filings with the SEC, including the company's most recent annual report on Form 10-K and quarterly report on Form 10-Q, including the risks summarized in the section.
Yes, I love security laws.
I'd also like to note that, unless otherwise stated, all numbers we will be discussing today are GAAP, and all comparisons are year-over-year. Additional details regarding our actual results and outlook are contained in our press release, including the items that our management uses internally to adjust our GAAP financial results in order to evaluate our operating performance. Our press release also contains a reconciliation of any non-GAAP financial measure to the most comparable GAAP measure. In addition, we have posted to our website a slide deck that visually presents our results and financial outlook. Our press release and filings with the SEC may be obtained from our website at take2games.com. And now I'll turn the call over to Strauss.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nicole. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us today. I'm pleased to report that fiscal year 2025 is off to a solid start. Our first quarter net bookings of $1.2 billion were in line with our expectations, and our management team remains highly confident in our path forward. We're reiterating our net bookings outlook for the year. As we release our groundbreaking pipeline, we expect to achieve tremendous growth, including sequential increases in net bookings in fiscal 2026 and 2027. I'd like to thank our talented teams across our labels for their boundless passion, hard work, and dedication to our mission.
We love you
Now,
guys.
turning to our business highlights from the quarter. The Grand Theft Auto series exceeded our expectations as momentum continues to build ahead of the launch of Grand Theft Auto 6 in fall 2025. Unit sales for Grand Theft Auto 5 continue to grow, and to date the title has sold in over 200 million units. Grand Theft Auto Online also surpassed our projections, led by its summer content pack, Bottom Dollar Bounties, which launched June 25th. The audience for Rockstar's premium membership service, GTA Plus, grew strong double digits over last year, with Rockstar Games offering its members an array of valuable benefits that range from enhancing the in-game experience to providing access to their classic titles, including the recent addition of L.A. Noire. We're pleased with the performance of Red Dead Redemption 2, which has sold in more than 65 million units to date. In addition, Red Dead Online continued to engage its audience during the period with new monthly bonuses and free outfits inspired by top content creators within the Red Dead community.
Right, I'm just going to pause it for 1 second. So what they're talking about there is the new outfits they introduced into Red Dead Redemption 2 that were inspired by the collaborations of creators. There's a whole video coming out on that soon because it's a bit dodgy, but I'll explain that later.
NBA 2K24 delivered a solid quarter and to date has sold in close to 11 million units. Engagement remains strong, with users playing more frequently and participating in more games compared to NBA 2K23 for the same period last year. The franchise continues to expand its audience through several innovative mobile experiences, including NBA 2K24 My Team, a free-to-play card collecting experience that has been downloaded nearly 3 million times since its launch in February. Moreover, NBA 2K24 Arcade Edition continues to enjoy huge success on Apple Arcade and is consistently a top 2 game on the service.
People play NBA 2K.
WWE 2K24, which launched at the end of fiscal 2024, has continued to grow its audience and enhance its profitability. Our teams have driven meaningful engagement through the release of several content packs, with more on the way. To date, players have logged 27 million hours of gameplay across more than 200 million matches, featuring a series-high roster of over 300 past and present superstars. On April 4th, 2K and Cat Daddy Games released NFL 2K Playmakers, a new free-to-play mobile title that allows fans to collect NFL player cards and assemble an exciting roster of offensive, defensive, and special teams. We're proud to add NFL 2K Playmakers to our ever-expanding mobile
Well, I'm glad they're talking about NFL 2K because I was worried that they wouldn't.
And the NFL Players Association. On April 26th, 2K and Hangar 13 launched Topspin 2K25, marking the return of our popular tennis franchise after a 13-year hiatus. The title was well received by critics and fans alike, who praised its authentic tennis experience, deep personalization, and legendary venues. 2K is supporting Topspin with a series of center court passes that feature iconic courts, brands, and tournaments. During the period, we added to the caliber of our world-class development teams with our acquisition of Gearbox Entertainment. We're thrilled to welcome Randy Pitchford and his studio
bully
to
intake
the
too right
Take-Two
now.
and 2K family. We've identified many potential growth opportunities for the Borderlands series and Gearbox's catalog. In addition, tomorrow marks the box office debut of the star-studded Borderlands feature film from Lionsgate, and we hope that audiences will enjoy experiencing the series' vibrant and character-driven world on the big screen.
Yes, tennis, boys, tennis.
Zynga delivered another solid quarter, including phenomenal performance at peak. Match Factory is scaling quickly and has established itself as one of Zynga's largest contributors to net bookings. The title is responding well to our investment in user acquisition, reflected in net bookings growth of more than 50% over last
Sounds
quarter.
like the movie film.
We believe that there are even more growth opportunities ahead as we add new features and updates. Toon Blast delivered strong year-over-year growth for the third consecutive quarter.
They know what they're doing.
As the title celebrates its 7th anniversary this month, we're pleased that it has become a top 10 grossing game in the U.S. Apple App Store this quarter and has achieved more than $2.5 billion in lifetime
Jesus, that's a... Woof.
On June 4th, Zynga and Lucasfilm Games launched Star Wars Hunters, the label's first ever cross-platform title, which is available for free on Nintendo Switch and iOS and Android devices. Expanding the iconic Star Wars universe with new locations and characters, the competitive Battle Arena game received a tremendous amount of fanfare from the media and audiences around the globe. Players can look forward to additional content offerings coming soon. Our blended monetization efforts in hyper-casual are progressing well at Rollic, which crossed 3.6 billion all-time downloads. Fan-favorite titles Screw Jam and Twisted Tangle both performed well this quarter, becoming top 50
Yo,
and top
Jetro,
100
how you
grossing
doing,
games,
man?
respectively, in the U.S. Apple App Store. Our direct-to-consumer business continues to grow, and our teams are working actively to add more titles each quarter to this highly accretive owned distribution channel.
Is anyone actually investing in
Looking
Take-Two
ahead,
for these
Zynga
other
has
games?
numerous titles in development and soft launch, including the latest installment in their popular racing franchise, CSR Racing 3.
Oh yeah, they bought CSR Racing,
In closing,
didn't
I believe that there are talented creative teams and owned portfolio of iconic entertainment franchises are driving both the consistent performance of our company and our potential to achieve unprecedented levels of
they?
multi-year
Nekwa, how
growth.
you doing?
As we focus on our strategic priorities and embody our core tenets of creativity, innovation, and efficiency,
That's
I'm
corporate
confident
as
that we'll
hell.
set new benchmarks for our industry and deliver strong returns for our shareholders. I'll now turn the call over to Carl.
Thanks, Strauss. I'd like to
Thanks,
thank our
Strauss.
teams for continuing to deliver immersive and engaging entertainment experiences that are strengthening the foundation for our long-term success. Turning to our recent releases and announced offerings for the current year. On July 25th, Zynga launched a new puzzle RPG title, Game of Thrones Legends, which invites players to journey through the magical
Give
land
us
of
what we
Westeros,
want, Carl.
featuring characters, lores, and storylines from HBO's popular Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon franchises. The game marked the exciting return of Emmy and Golden Globe nominated actor
Give it
Kit
to me.
Harington to the franchise,
Give it
who
to me.
also starred in a marketing campaign set in the title's immersive world. Player reception has been positive, with the title entering the top 10 in the overall free games category on the U.S. Apple App Store and on Google Play in the U.S. 2K and Visual Concepts will once again
Subscribe
set new
if you want
standards
them
of
to talk about
excellence
GTA
and realism
6.
for basketball
Hit
in our
subscribe.
industry with the launch of NBA 2K25. The title officially launches on September 6th, and we are excited to offer fans that have pre-ordered the game the ability to play up to 2 days early.
Wow.
Players will be able to forge a dynasty in My Career and compete in the new My Team modes. Those on Gen 9 platforms will experience an added
can hear it
sixth
on the tip
era
of
in
your
My
tongue,
NBA,
Carl.
a more dense and interactive city, and the chance to cement their GOAT status in the W. We are thrilled that Visual Concepts will release the Gen 9 version of NBA 2K25 for PC, which will provide our passionate community access to our series' most advanced gameplay and stunning graphics. 2K will have more details to share about the game leading up to its launch.
Wow. Cool.
In addition, Visual Concepts is currently developing WWE 2K25, which promises to take our successful pro wrestling franchise to new heights when it launches later this fiscal year. Later this month, 2K and Firaxis Games will reveal more details about the eagerly anticipated launch of Sid Meier's Civilization VII, a
Eagerly
revolutionary new
anticipated.
chapter in our epic strategy video game franchise.
I think there's something more
In
anticipated.
this 4X strategy game, players can establish their civilization and construct cities and architectural wonders to expand their territory, conquer or cooperate with rival civilizations, and explore the far reaches of the unknown world.
Hey, Nekwa.
We can't
Cheers.
wait for Civ fans around the world to enjoy what promises to be the best title in the series' 30-year history. We also successfully launched a mobile Civilization game in China through our partnership with Tencent, and are pleased that the title hit #1 on iOS and Android stores at launch.
Okay.
In closing, as we continue to execute upon our strategy, we believe that there are many opportunities that will enable us
Don't
to
worry,
deliver
they'll
a
talk about
period
GTA
of
6 in a
significant
minute.
margin expansion,
Same as last time.
long-term
it's
growth,
cool.
and shareholder returns for Take-Two. I'll now turn the call over to Lainey.
Laney's on the
Thanks,
speaks
Carl,
about
and
GTA
good
6.
afternoon, everyone. We achieved solid first quarter results by engaging our players with exciting new game releases and content updates, while maintaining our focus on efficiency. We continue to have great confidence in our ability to deliver a multi-year period of growth. Our core franchises remain healthy, our teams are hard at work on the most ambitious development pipeline in our company's history,
and we remain focused on new growth opportunities to enhance our business model and financial profile. I'd like to thank our teams for enabling us to captivate millions of players every day and for their unwavering support for our long-term vision. Turning to our results, we delivered first quarter net bookings of $1.22 billion, which was in line with our guidance range of $1.2 to $1.25 billion. Recurrent consumer spending was flat for the period and accounted for 83% of net bookings. Mobile increased mid-single digits, driven by the addition of Match Factory and growth in Toon Blast, which was partially offset by declines in our hyper-casual mobile portfolio and Empires & Puzzles. Grand Theft Auto Online and NBA 2K were both down. During the quarter, we launched Top Spin 2K25, No Rest for the Wicked on Early Access for PC, NFL 2K Playmakers, and Star Wars Hunters. GAAP net revenue increased 4% to $1.34 billion, while cost of revenue declined 6% to $567 million, and operating expenses increased by 8% to $956 million. On a management basis, operating expenses rose 12% year over year, which was better than our forecast due to lower R&D and marketing costs. Turning to our guidance, I'll begin with our full fiscal year expectations. Our business is performing well, and as Strauss mentioned, we are reiterating our net bookings outlook range of $5.55 to $5.65 billion, which represents 5% growth over fiscal 2024. The largest contributors to net bookings are expected to be NBA 2K, the Grand Theft Auto series, Toon Blast, our hyper-casual mobile portfolio, Match Factory, Empires & Puzzles, Red Dead Redemption series, Sid Meier's Civilization VII, and Words with Friends. We continue to expect recurrent consumer spending growth of approximately 3%, representing 77% of net bookings. Our recurrent consumer spending forecast assumes a high single-digit increase for mobile, driven by Match Factory and Toon Blast, which are partially offset by declines in our hyper-casual mobile portfolio and Empires & Puzzles. We expect flat results for NBA 2K and a decline for Grand Theft Auto Online. We expect the net bookings breakdown from our labels to be roughly 50% Zynga, 32% 2K, 17% Rockstar Games, and 1% other. And we forecast our geographic net booking split to be about 60% United States and 40% international. We now expect non-GAAP adjusted unrestricted operating cash flow to be an outflow of $150 million, and we plan to deploy approximately $140 million of capital expenditures, primarily for game technology and office build-outs. We expect GAAP net revenue to range from $5.57 to $5.67 billion, and cost of revenue to range from $2.38 to $2.41 billion. The total operating expenses are expected to range from $3.7 to $3.72 billion, as compared to $5.83 billion last year.
GT Online is going to make less
revenue. On a management basis, we expect operating expense growth of approximately 10% year over year. This is largely due to an increase in ongoing marketing support for Match Factory, as well as other mobile and immersive core launches planned for the year. The addition of Gearbox and higher personnel costs partially offset by savings from our cost reduction program. Excluding incremental marketing and the addition of Gearbox, our operating expenses are expected to grow low single digits over last year. Now moving on to our guidance for the fiscal second quarter. We project net bookings to range from $1.42 to $1.47 billion, compared to $1.44 billion in the second quarter last year.
Okay.
Our release slate for the quarter includes Game of Thrones Legends and NBA 2K25. The largest contributors to net bookings are expected to be NBA 2K, the Grand Theft Auto series, Toon Blast, Match Factory, our hyper-casual mobile portfolio, Empires & Puzzles, Words with Friends, the Red Dead Redemption series, and Merge Dragons. We project recurrent consumer spending to increase by approximately 5%, which assumes a low double-digit increase for mobile, driven by the addition of Match Factory and growth in Toon Blast, which are partially offset by declines in our hyper-casual mobile portfolio and Empires & Puzzles. We expect flat results for NBA 2K and a decline for Grand Theft Auto Online. We expect GAAP net revenue to range from $1.29 to $1.34 billion.
Yes,
operating expenses are planned to range from $982 to $992 million. On a management basis, operating expenses are expected to grow by approximately 27% year over year, which is primarily driven by additional marketing from Match Factory and Game of Thrones Legends, and the addition of Gearbox partially offset by savings from our cost reduction programs. In closing, we are confident in our ability to deliver a strong multi-year trajectory of growth driven by our industry-leading talent, our diverse portfolio of iconic owned intellectual properties, and our groundbreaking development pipeline. As we capitalize on our competitive advantages and pursue our strategic priorities, we believe that we will continue to grow our business, enhance our profitability, and deliver long-term value for our shareholders.
After the
Thank
call,
you.
I'll give
now
my
turn the
thoughts
call
on
back
that,
to Strauss.
because that's interesting.
Thanks, Lainey and Carl. On behalf of our entire management team, I'd like to thank our colleagues for delivering results consistently that reflect our unique ability to provide the highest quality and most engaging entertainment offerings to our player communities. To our shareholders, I want to express our appreciation for your continued support. We'll now take your questions.
Right,
Operator?
so this is where things get saucy.
Thank you, sir. We will now be conducting the question and answer session. If you would like to ask a question, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. A confirmation
Make sure you
tone
hit
will
subscribe, by
indicate
the
that
way.
your line
Make sure you
is in
hit
the queue.
subscribe. I
You
love
may
you all.
press
Thank you all
star
so much
2
for
to
watching.
remove a
I
question
genuinely
from the queue.
appreciate you all being
For
here.
participants using speaker equipment, it may be necessary to pick up your handset before pressing the star keys. One moment, please, while we poll for questions. And the first question comes from the line of Doug Creutz with TD Cowen. Please proceed with your question.
Hey, thanks. Your largest peer just released a college football game that has done exceptionally well, as I'm sure you've seen. Just curious if that's caused any thoughts about potentially adding a college basketball feature to NBA 2K, whether it's a unit-based item or just another mode in the game. It seems like there might be a nice opportunity there. Thanks.
Thanks for the question, Doug. So yeah, obviously we have noticed the success with college football, and it's exciting the industry, and we take note of that. We obviously do have a history with college basketball.
Bro screaming into a plastic bag.
And we're always listening to our community and their interest to see if there's something that we might be able to do in the future. That's across the board, not necessarily just with college sports, but generally speaking.
Until the next question, I'm going to turn it down a little bit.
We did notice that.
What's quite interesting there is that GT Online is going to be seeing reduced revenue. Very interesting. Turn it back up.
And the next question comes from the line of Colin Sebastian with Baird. Please proceed with your question.
Thanks. Good afternoon, everybody. I guess first off, with at least a year or so to go on development of the next GTA, I was just curious if you could sort of outline perhaps generically at this point in the production cycle of a game at this scale, what parts of development are left to complete, I guess? Are you still in the midst of core development? Are you approaching the testing stage? Any sort of color there I think would be interesting. And as a follow-up, Lainey, the increase in OPEX guidance for the year, is that more to support marketing new titles, or was that something related to Gearbox? Any clarification there would be great. Thank you.
Thanks, Colin. First of all, where we would be in dev would be title specific. So at this stage of the game, it really would vary depending on the title. There's really no cookie cutter answer to your question, but in any case, it's not the kind of insight that we would give with regard to any specific development that's going on at the company.
Oh, come on.
In terms of the increase in the OPEX, it's mostly driven by the acquisition of Gearbox, and to a lesser extent, higher marketing, personnel, and occupancy expenses.
Bruh. That was a cop-out.
Thank you, guys.
And the next question comes from the line of Andrew Marek with Raymond James. Please proceed with your question.
Yeah, thanks for taking my question. Maybe kind of a corollary to the last question, but with the news of the strikes getting underway, I've seen the reports that it won't affect games in development before September 23, but maybe for some of the earlier stage projects, how are you able to adapt your processes to still make headway? And is there a point in the dev process where you could hit blockers?
What sort of question is that?
So, look, we deeply value our talent relationships, and historically we worked very successfully with all of the unions, including SAG-AFTRA. We continue to work hard to come to a resolution on this current situation. In fact, common ground on 24 out of 25 proposals.
Big bowl
I'm
of corporate
pretty
vomit.
confident that we can get to a deal that will be mutually beneficial.
Yeah, the questions are screened before
At
the
the same
call.
time, we don't expect any impact whatsoever on our titles that are in development. If a strike went on for a very long time, obviously that would affect us,
Chat's
and
back.
that wouldn't be a good for us or for the industry.
Okay, great.
But we're cautiously optimistic that we'll be able to find common ground, and that's certainly our goal.
Gotcha. Thank you. And then maybe one quick clarification question on the back of that. Is there anything to consider on the expense side related to the strikes, like potential savings from stop labor, or is that just something that probably isn't very material? Thank you.
We certainly don't get any benefit from the situation.
And the next question comes from the line of Drew Crum with Stifel.
The
Please
hidden one.
proceed with your
Cheers,
question.
dude.
Okay, thanks. Hey, guys. Good afternoon. So I want to go back to Doug's question on college football as it relates to NBA 2K.
Bruh.
Curious if you're seeing anything in terms of leading indicators you track or anticipating any impact on sales from what appears to be now a more crowded
Subscribe for
sports
good
category.
luck.
And then
for
Laney, just
GTA
on
6
RCS,
question.
it looked like it was a tad off your guidance for fiscal 1Q, but you kept the annual outlook unchanged. Can you just reconcile the two? Thanks.
Thanks for the question, Drew. In terms of the question about college football, no, we're not seeing any significant or any impact on our NBA title based on the success of college football. Look, we're always competing for the customer's mind share.
Someone send Doug home.
Across all titles. So I don't necessarily think it's necessarily a sports issue for us, but no, we're not anticipating any effect on NBA 2K25.
And for the RCS full year, it's being driven by Max Factory and
into a
Joomla,
microwave.
so that's why we're able to keep the full year.
Which is good news.
Yeah.
Clear.
Yeah, those teams are doing fantastic.
These guys not
Got
found
it.
Discord
Thanks,
yet.
guys.
Which reminds me, my
And the
Discord's
next
linked below.
question comes from the line of Benjamin Soff with Deutsche Bank. Please proceed with your question.
Hey guys, thanks for the question. I wanted to ask a little bit about Star Wars Hunters, and it seems like the first game of that type that you guys have released since acquiring Zynga. And so does this provide a blueprint to bring more AAA content to mobile? And just kind of curious to get your thoughts there. Thank you.
Look, we're very
And some
happy with
questions
for Star Wars Hunters. It was a really ambitious title. I think the team at Natural Motion has done a great job, and I think the Zynga label actually has been really excited to launch this cross-platform title based on beloved IP. It's early yet to see how it will perform, so
You guys
the
could see
jury
my
is out,
face
but it's
now.
off to a really good start. And I do think that this successful development does potentially inform other titles, but each title stands alone. And as you know, it is our preference to focus on intellectual properties that we own.
And then as a quick follow-up, it looks like the outlook for NBA RCS changed a little bit. Just curious if you could drill down into the moving pieces there. Thank you.
So we had a slight miss in Q1. That was driven by fewer active users and senders this year, which was driven by lower sales of units due to the Gen 8 unit. But when we look at the full year, we expect it overall to be full, and a lot of that is driven by NBA 2K24. We still have the same expectations that we did for NBA 2K25 as we did at the beginning of the year.
Okay, that's helpful. Thanks, guys.
That's not helpful. That hasn't helped anyone.
And the next question comes from the line of Martin Yang with Oppenheimer
Martin.
and Company. Please proceed with your question.
Hi, thanks for taking my question. First question regarding your overall view. Can you give us an updated view on your approach to UGC across different franchises, and how are you open to maybe modding both on PC and console for your future games?
That is a good question. That's actually the first good question we've had.
We've been very open-minded, and we certainly are very excited about many things that our users are delivering in their engagement with our titles and other people's titles. Obviously, we're excited about what we see in the modding community for GTA, and we think that's pretty exciting. At the end of the day, entertainment companies need to bring great entertainment to consumers. That is the starting point. And I'm not a believer that the industry will turn into a UGC-driven industry. However, for certain titles, for example, Roblox, they are really more platforms than they are individual entertainment titles.
I'm just pausing it for 1 second. So I dropped a video today about this. 5M obviously was bought by Rockstar Games, and the plan is that Rockstar are getting rid of 5M and releasing it with their own UGC platform later this year. I'll carry on now. Sorry, I just wanted to add that in.
At this company, we pride ourselves on making the best entertainment of any sort on Earth. And if consumers want to add to that and enhance that for their own use, generally speaking, we would like to enable that behavior, generally speaking. Protective of our intellectual property, we're protective of other people's intellectual property.
Yeah, you send investigators.
But we do think that can be a positive addition to the industry. I don't think it will define either our company or the industry, however.
Got it. Thank you. Another question from Lainey. Can you maybe clarify if GTA and NBA 2K24, did both franchise grow bookings on a year-over-year basis in the first quarter?
So for the quarter for GTA, we saw some the title declined for net bookings in RCS. I'm sorry, what was the second title that you asked about?
2K24 compared to
NBA?
2K23.
Yes. Well, I don't have 24 versus 23, but in general, NBA 2K declined in the quarter.
Thank you. That's it for me.
And the next question comes from the line of Mike Hickey with The Benchmark Company. Please proceed with your question.
Hey, Strauss, Carl, Lainey, Nicole, great quarter, guys. Thanks for taking our questions. Just to Strauss, obviously, a lot of debate on our economic future here, near term. Always curious your opinion, but I guess more importantly, just how you're thinking about maybe sort of a darkening macroeconomic picture impact on your business. You already sort of weathered one storm on mobile live service. Do you feel like you're more resilient if we go into a more challenging environment again? And then number two, it looks like trends in current gen hardware sales have slowed, and prior gen is feeling pretty sticky here. Some of that maybe is the macro, some of it's maybe just haven't seen the price release, Strauss, that we normally do at this point in the cycle. And other pieces maybe services like GTA Online still being very strong on prior gen. So just curious your view on sort of where we are in the cycle and what implications it may have for your business. Obviously, it's impacted NBA, but thinking about maybe new software, what sort of challenges, opportunities you might have from that situation. Thanks, guys.
I wouldn't know how to answer that one. What happened then?
As drawdowns go, it was not a terrible drawdown. The unemployment rate at 4.2 or 4.4 is still very low. Unemployment, 114,000 jobs or so were added in the period, which is solid. As you know, people have left the workforce. So I'm not particularly worried from one report that we're heading into some kind of consumer recession. I don't see it now. I'm also not in the business of predicting that sort of thing, but the metrics don't support that. Generally speaking, the entertainment business is pretty resilient in such a situation. Of course, the business is not counter-cyclical, and in some massive downturn, we of course would be negatively affected, but I just don't see that on the horizon. So not a current concern for us, and we're awfully well positioned. As you know, our industry is back in growth mode. Console businesses and for software, that is up low single digits. Mobile's up mid single digits. So there are tailwinds, and our mobile business is really performing with all these new great titles, which we referenced today. And we're really excited about our console pipeline as well, which we think will continue to perform. Obviously, we're announcing a quarter where we're right on track with very consistent results that are squarely within or better than guidance and consensus. We've reiterated our guidance for the year, and we've said that we expect tremendous growth in fiscal 26 and 27. So we're about as optimistic as we can be without overstating the case, something that we try really hard not to do. Specifically with regard to hardware, I saw the same stats that you did, and it looks like if you just measure, 4 years in, last time, this time, seems to be like there's a bit of slowing. And the report I saw said, well, where are the pro devices and the like. But everything always changes. 4 years ago, PC wasn't anywhere near as meaningful as it is today for console-type releases.
To be honest,
that's a big growth market. And no, I don't think
took a long time to
what
get
consumers
there,
are saying is they're good with Gen 8 and don't care about Gen 9. We saw the exact contrary with regard to NBA 2K, where Gen 8 actually was not a high performer.
There are some things here that we can read
expected.
between the
Gen
lines
9
on, but
has
I'll
been
talk about that in a
incredibly
bit.
powerful. So I think the Gen 9 platforms will continue to perform. I think you'll continue to see meaningful growth in that installed base, and I wouldn't put too much weight on a particular period of time. I was asked earlier today by someone, what's next on the hardware side, and my attitude is, we're not in the hardware business, and I wouldn't even know how to answer that question. But what's next on the entertainment side, on the software side, is we've got a bunch of great titles in market, great live services, and great new titles coming. We have the best pipeline we've ever had, and it's close to coming to fruition. We feel really great about that.
Say it.
Thanks, Strauss. Good luck, guys.
By the way, guys, subscribe right now, please. Thank you all so much for being
comes
here.
from the line of Omar Dasuki with Bank
Come
of
on,
America.
Omar. Give
Please
us a good
proceed with your question.
Hey, thanks a lot for taking my question. Strauss, I wanted to ask you, how big is the opportunity for a second soccer simulation game in the market?
Who cares?
Whether you would
Literally,
comment on any rumors about 2K acquiring the FIFA license, and what your philosophy is on
just turn it down.
Developing sports games, how long they might take, and what
Sorry,
your
I'll turn it
strength
down,
might be in
guys.
that
Sorry.
regard.
Yeah, there's a lot there. Look, we're in the soccer.
Right, guys, I'm just turning it down a second.
We have the number one mobile
you're still
soccer
yapping about
manager
soccer,
title
so
in
don't
top
worry.
11. We're really happy that we
basically,
do.
the whole
And
thing
we're also
about
very
GTA
mindful
Online making
that
less
it's
revenue
incredibly
next year
difficult to build a great
is
sim
extremely
experience for
interesting over
console.
the
It takes
next
a long time.
quarter at least.
And that if you
means
do it
they're
right,
definitely dialing back future releases for
your users
GTA
are
Online.
very
So
loyal
it's very,
and very
very
embedded.
unlikely we're going to be getting
I would just note with regard to the FIFA license, it does not bring along with it rights.
updates
Doesn't
in
come
the
with
next 6 to 12
players,
months.
teams,
It's quite an
or
interesting,
leagues.
quite an
So
interesting
it's not
thing.
as simple, for example, as negotiating with the NFL.
Yeah, there is
or
some
the
GTA
NBA,
6 stuff that we can read between the
or
lines on, but
MLB,
I'll talk about that a bit
where
later.
at
Now let's
most
go
you
back
have
to
to
Strauss
negotiate
talking
with
about
league and a
soccer.
players association. So for anyone who would want to compete in a straight-ahead sim environment for soccer, you wouldn't just have to address one particular brand license. There's a whole lot more than that. And I think from our point of view, we have a great sports portfolio led by NBA 2K. We have WWE 2K, which is growing and profitable, really robust. We have a superb partner in TKO, a great partner at the NBA with the NBA and the NBA Players Association, with great partners, the NFL and the NFL Players Association.
Is that audio
We're
better?
in the tennis business. We're in the golf business, and the list goes on. I'm sure we will make more announcements in due course.
Thank you very much.
The investors are
question comes
intentionally
from the
doing
line
this.
of Clay
Yeah.
Griffin with MoffettNathanson. Please proceed with your question.
Hi, good evening. Thank you. Curious on the year-over-year change in advertising net revenue. I suspect that has something to do with the reorientation of the hyper-casual business. But Strauss, maybe just talk about what you think advertising can do for your more core portfolio of mobile titles, like what you have in Peak. And would you prefer to see kind of, I guess, external sources of demand in advertising there?
Right, we're turning that down for a second because we're not interested in that side of things. They're just talking about mobile advertising. So they are basically avoiding the topic because they have to. They legally can't say anything that would cause people to want to invest without the blessing of Rockstar Games. So they're clearly playing with a word salad here intentionally. KF, I know not to read that question.
And we want to make sure that we do offer appropriate ad units where they do.
Right, they're still talking about mobile advertising, so I'm just going to take 1 second, guys, while they're finishing this question to thank you all for being here. Like, this is the most amount of views I've ever had in a live stream, so if you would consider just liking and subscribing, I will be posting a video wrapping up this whole call and explaining it in a bit more detail. So you being here is honestly massively appreciated. So we'll go back to the call. But yeah, thank you all so much for being here. It's massively appreciated. And of course, I post regular GTA 6 content, no clickbait, no rubbish. I've done interviews with Rockstar employees on the channel. So thank you all for being here.
I think that's a completely separate topic from a direct to consumer offering, and that has been an area of enormous growth.
Is the audio okay now,
but
guys?
again, not all of them. Obviously, if a title's only ad-driven, that's not a relevant opportunity. We still really value our retail partners for distribution and marketing. We intend to stay in business with them. Our strategy is to be where the consumer is. We don't intend to cut anyone off or try to own 100% of the business. However, when it makes sense to go direct to consumer,
and remember to join the
and
Discord
that
as well,
has
guys. It's down below.
An enormous margin opportunity for us.
Great, thanks.
Mohammed, thank you, man. Right, let's see if the next question is better.
And the next question comes from the line of Chris Scholl with UBS. Please proceed with your question.
Great, thank you. You pointed to the multi-year ramp in bookings as the pipeline builds in 26 and 27. Laney, can you remind us how you're thinking about operating leverage and efficiencies alongside the bookings ramp? I recognize you've been going through a period of development and investment, which has impacted margins in recent years, but is it fair to think we can see a return to more historic margin levels once your cost initiatives are implemented and these new titles are released? Thank you.
As we come to 26 and 27 and we look at the pipeline and bringing it to fruition, we really
Is she in a
have been
different
working
continent?
very
Get
hard
closer to
in
the
terms of
mic.
reducing our cost structure, the organization, and looking at places that we could be more efficient. So we have announced a couple cost-cutting initiatives that we've been doing over the last couple of years and looking at ways to streamline our costs between our corporate departments and our labels, as well as look for areas that we can continue to improve, also looking at our pipeline and looking at titles that we think will be the most commercially successful. So we've been doing a lot of that this past year, and we'll see a annualization of those costs in fiscal year 26. So that will improve our margins, and we expect to continue to look for those opportunities in the future, which will continue to improve our margins in 26 and 27 as well.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
And our final question comes from the line of Ed Alter with Jefferies.
Come on,
Please
Ed.
proceed with your question.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for the question. Noticed the big GTA update this June was right at the end of the quarter, where last year was a few weeks earlier. Could you just talk about how those two updates did kind of compare to each other rather than with
GTA
the
5.
arbitrary quarter end?
So we're really excited about the summer release for GTA Online this year, and it was a fantastic result for us. In terms of comparing them directly to typically we don't even really compare the releases. They're all very different. And we have different expectations, and they have different deliveries. This was very strong for us, and it certainly helped us exceed our expectations for the quarter. But in terms of giving a direct comparison between this one and the last one, that's not something that we're prepared to do.
Thanks.
Okay, guys, let me talk you through
Ladies
this.
and gentlemen, at this time we have reached the end of the Q&A session, and I would like to pass the call back over to Strauss for any closing comments.
Hey, thanks, King Kai.
I just want to thank our team that delivered these great results as always. We believe we have
Hang on, I'm going to explain a few
the most
things in a second,
talented,
guys.
Creative teams in the business, and we're so grateful that we do. We have a phenomenally talented executive leadership team as well. We have 12,500 colleagues all around the world who work really hard every day in service of delivering the best entertainment to our consumers. That's what they deserve, and that's what we aim to give them. Thank you for joining us today. We're really optimistic about the rest of the year and the years ahead.
Is this the end? Is this the end?
Ladies and gentlemen, that does conclude today's teleconference. You may disconnect your lines at this time.
Cool. Right, so let me just talk you through what we can wrap up from this. Because although they didn't talk directly about GTA 6, which we'll talk about in a second, there is a few takeaways that we can get from this. Firstly, they're winding down GT Online. They're releasing less GT Online content over the next, 3 to 6 months in particular. Now, the main reason they're doing this is manpower, resources, allocating those people towards GTA 6, but moreover, they're creating blank space in the market to generate more demand, which generally tells us that maybe towards the end of this year we will be getting trailer 2. That means it's very likely that if the screenshots are to come before trailer 2, we could be expecting them around the time of the next earnings call, so that would be in November. Which is also when we actually had the announcement for trailer 1 on November the 8th last year, and of course the trailer came out a month later. So there is a lot of stuff here between the information they're giving us. Now, a lot of people have pointed out that they generally didn't get questions about GTA 6, and the reason for that is the investor firms that are calling in aren't the investors like you or me that can invest online. They're usually part of the firms like JP Morgan and Chase. As you mentioned, it said where they were from and which investment portfolio management they're from. They're usually the key investors, the people that are in the top 1 to 2% of the investment firms involved. So those questions are usually screened prior to the earnings call. Fortunately, information did slip through the cracks. Like, we got a solid GTA 6 question on the last call. On this one, it doesn't appear like we did. That's mainly probably something to do with the fact that they genuinely got some information that they're not allowed to talk about. Like, they've probably been told, we can't discuss this in any more detail for whatever reason that might be. So overall, it's very interesting, and it sets a really weird precedent for what we can expect over the next 3 months. And another thing I want to say here before I answer you guys' questions, a massive thank you to everyone that's watching the stream right now. Like 800 plus people. This is the most amount of viewers I've ever had on a stream. I've only been doing YouTube 6 months. Prior to this, I was an editor, so to actually do a stream where I know obviously you're all here to listen to the earnings call, but it's just a great opportunity to talk to you guys. And this week I'm going to be, over the next 7 days, I'm going to be streaming at least 3 or 4 times, going into a bit more information. And of course, I'll be dropping a wrap-up video tomorrow about what was included in the earnings call. Nekwa, thank you so much. €25, thank you. With that pacing, we're going to get Half-Life 4 GTA 6. Congrats on 800 live viewers. Keep going. Thank you so much. And if you guys do have any questions about this earnings call, drop them in the chat right now and we'll go through them. Jetro, thank you, man. If anyone hasn't seen any of Jetro's videos in the chat, you should definitely check them out. His content it's like crack for the mind. I can't stop watching. I'm just going to read through the chat. 1 screenshot per month, it's not that hard. I think Rockstar's biggest marketing asset they have is the ability to hold back information. That's what they utilize the most. I think screenshots are realistically going to be between September and November. Or no screenshots may go straight into trailer 2 at the end of the year. That one cross-eyed dude, W Cyberman, thank you, man. And if you guys haven't subscribed yet, please feel free to subscribe. It helps the channel more than I can explain. And another thing you guys can do is check out my sponsor. You can see them on the screen, Venom. I'll drop it in the chat, link to their website. But they do gaming accessories, and it's actually affordable and good quality stuff. The next trailer is tomorrow. I doubt it. It is possible. At this point with Rockstar, anything's possible. They just said in GTA 6 is still on track to release in fall of 2025. What do you want to wrap up in a video? I want to talk more about their announcement that they're going to be pulling back on GTA Online content, because a lot of people don't really understand why that fits into the picture. So I'd like to go into that to a bit more detail. And also, some people don't want to sit through an hour live stream, so I usually do a couple of minute wrap up video, which I'll be dropping tomorrow. Will I play GTA 6 Online with fans? Of course I will. Why would Rockstar delete 6 pics for their IG? They do it all the time. I just want something, bro. Rewatching the trailer and the leaks are killing me. Yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you, man. What do I think would be the biggest factor in generating hype for the game moving forward? More or less info? I think less info would generate more hype and more demand. It's always been the way of Rockstar, and it's their secret weapon. Melanie, thank you so much. Congrats on reaching your viewers. Next up, 50k subs. Believe in you, boy. Thank you so much, Melanie. Do I think GTA 6 will have South America in it? No, but I do believe potentially with the DLC in the future it could do. Because originally they were planning on there being a South America in there. Andrew, ask away, my dude. Enjoying the new place? Yeah, I am. It's really nice. I like it. It's in the countryside. No, I'm not a city boy anymore. I live around farms and animals. I like it. Any chance of a spring release? No. When they said GTA Online would make less revenue, did they mean GTA 5? Yes, they did. Tinsley, to be honest, I'm a little surprised they are only now pulling back on 5 content. Hopefully they release one last good GTA Online update before the full transition to GTA 6. I'm 100% with you, man. I feel like we're missing a big piece of the puzzle. I would love to get a Michael DLC for GTA. If it's not even a story DLC, maybe an online DLC. Just something to tie back up the picture. Hey Waxy, how you doing, man? But yeah. How big do you think UGC will be at GTA 6 Online? I think UGC, user-generated content, will be the basis of everything we see online with GTA 6. So I dropped a video earlier, and after this stream, honestly guys, go and check it out. It's my latest video. I dropped it a few hours ago, but it's talking about how Rockstar obviously acquired CFX.RE, the company that owned FiveM and RedM, and their plan, bizarre as it sounds, is to actually get rid of FiveM and replace it with their own platform. They've been working on their own mission creation software, and it was actually leaked from the Bottom Dollar Bounties DLC they released. Jetro bang video. Thank you, man. Waxy, I'm just working on some projects. Damn, you got a lot of people in here. What can I say, guys? I'm a big deal now. No, I'm not, but I appreciate all of you being here. I love you all, legends. Do you think Michael from GTA 5 will appear in a future GTA 6 online update? I don't think so. I would like to think so, though. 5 months is crazy. Better look at next earnings call. You see, does it how? Well, thank you for being here for 5 months, and a massive thank you to all of my members. You guys help me pay the bills, so I love you. Do other video game content? I do videos on other games. I just don't push it out to all subscribers. When I post it, I turn off the notifications for all subscribers because I know most of you guys are here for GTA stuff. In a few years, I'm gonna buy the Boaty Boy membership. You don't need to, dude. You don't need to. I see you from Iraq. Thank you, dude. Can you make a video on likely GTA 6 cameos if you haven't already? I have done already. Screenshots before the end of the year, I think, or trailer 2. What if they're saving Michael for a send-off or a cameo in GTA 6 like Johnny? That would be pretty cool. Right, guys, I'm going to end the stream here because it's very hot in here and I'm in a mask. But I'm going to be streaming either tomorrow night or the day after. And tomorrow I'll be posting a wrap-up video of all of our takeaways from that call, although there weren't many. But thank you all so much for being here. I love all of you. Please make sure to subscribe. My next stream, I'll probably do in a day or so. So thank you all so much for being here. Love you all. And I will catch you all in the next one. I can't